But if the state law, like the state constitution, makes it so that if someone has a complaint about a candidate, they take it up with the Secretary of State, who then is the arbiter, how could she be in the wrong for making a decision based on what was presented to her in that hearing?
Well, her decision process was just wrong. She's there to support Maine's Maine voting rights. And
this Republican fumbles, asking exactly why disqualifying Trump's 2024 presidential bid is illegal.
Why would you say that? Do you object to Donald Trump's participation on January 6th? Do you think that Article 5 of the 14th Amendment, or rather Article 3 of the 14th Amendment, doesn't include the presidency? Like, what's your main argument against her decision?
Well, this has so much more to do with the suppression of the vote as opposed to Donald Trump.
Because it's not. Fearing the removal of Trump from the presidential ballot, Maine's Republican chair malfunctioned when asked to justify why exactly the former president and indicted insurrectionist should stay on the 2024 presidential ticket.
Trump. We would oppose this decision regardless of what Republican she decided that she was going to arbitrarily decide Maine voters aren't going to be allowed to vote.
Joel, you're saying that it's arbitrary, but what is it about her decision? What is it about her argument legally that you're opposed to?
We're just opposed to her taking away the rights of the voters to be able to choose the leader that they want to vote for or not.
But the mediating anchor here tries to pull a definitive answer out of the pundit, focusing in on what exactly makes it wrong for the judge to review the facts and come to a conclusion. That ruling obviously being against Trump if it implicates his clear and obvious guilt. Instead, the Republican refuses to connect the dots, stumbling over logic and false pretense, failing to address the question looming in America's mind. Should a former president and insurrectionist be allowed to run for office again?
2024 is our final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media. We will evict Joe Biden, crooked as you can be. Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country. We will evict him from the White House, and we will finish the job once and for all. We will make America great again.
I mean, it's a crossroads for a legal jurisdiction here in the United States. And although the conclusions of progressives are resoundingly obvious, MAGA nuts are unclear about their objections, that their orange-in-chief doesn't deserve any judgment for his crimes, which is odd to me considering that they would cavalier for any of America's other enemies. And yet, they excuse Trump's actions, and admittedly enough, took up their own arms against their own country. The hypocrisy is through the roof. Just notice the Republican chair in the earlier clip, who was more focused on defending Trump and why we couldn't indict him, as opposed to why we shouldn't.
Well, her decision process was just wrong.
It's arbitrary, but what is it about her decision? What is it about her argument legally that you're opposed to?
We're just opposed to her taking away the rights of the voters to be able to choose the leader that they want to vote for.
And there are a lot of reasons why we should. Trump shares no remorse for his past, intent on doubling down on his heinous policy, and jumping at the chance once again to abuse the presidency. And without remedy, Trump supporters flock to his aid, inflating his ego and entertaining his delirium. But whether it's entitlement or vagrant ignorance, These justifications are irrelevant to the irreparable harm that arguments like these do to the integrity of American democracy. Just think about the precedent this sets moving forward, that our highest elected officials can incite a siege on the Capitol with impunity. This is no longer a debate about granting one man clemency, or even one position. It's about folding our constitutional reasoning once again to work towards covering the mistakes and transgressions of the rich and powerful. But as the 2024 presidential election approaches, alongside the rulings deciding Trump's fate, Trump supporters will have to untangle their tongues and get their story straight, because right now, it is just not going to cut it. This is Adrian Costa with Rebel HQ. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and check back for more videos. See you guys soon.